we go. So today's meeting, as you can hear, is being recorded, and we will get started in just a couple of minutes. Going to let folks join in. Hi again, folks. So thanks all for joining. We're just going to give it a couple more minutes for folks to join in. Apologies as well if you hear any background construction sounds. They are fixing the roof right outside my window right now, but we will be getting started in a couple of minutes. Today's topic is the power of the GIF or GIF, where you prefer to say. I personally say GIF. Today's agenda will be covering for 20 minutes or so issue insights about how to use and leverage GIFs, 15 minutes for a demo of issue products and solutions, and finally an open Q&A. So a couple housekeeping notes. Today, all participants will be muted throughout the duration of the presentation to ensure the best audio quality for everyone. If you have any questions anytime, you can submit them using the Q&A button to do so, shown below as that little Q&A button there. So if you have any questions about product or about any of the kind of comments that I'm giving today, please make sure to use the Q&A button, because that is the easiest way for our CS reps as well as for myself to see and filter the questions both during today's webinar as well as afterwards. And then, of course, we're recording today's webinar, and we will share a link of the recording as well as the presentation in our follow-up. So if you are submitting questions, please make sure that they are questions and not chat messages. It just helps make it a bit easier for us to filter through as well. So that is all, and we will get started. Again, today's topic is the power of the GIF. The meeting is being recorded, so we'll share a recording out as well. So my name is Megan Cole, and I am a product marketing manager at Issue. So I'm a fan of all things digital as well as but I've been working at Issue for almost 3 years now, really focused on the marketing side as well as the product side of Issue. So I'm really passionate about advertising, marketing, all things kind of in that design world, as well as how Issue can serve up a lot of different solutions for folks in a lot of different markets. So I'm really excited always to be doing the webinars. We host them on a near weekly basis. I'm typically the host, and I just like to share kind of my insights as well as some of the ways that you can use Issue to integrate with those insights. So I'm going to quickly launch a poll. I always like to launch 2 quick poll questions to get an understanding of who all is joining today's sessions. This way I can also tailor the webinars to the attendees. So first question, what level of marketer are you? If you're a beginner, not a marketer, intermediate, advanced, or an expert, just let me know, and that'll help me kind of tailor the questions as well. Or tailor the presentation as well. If you're not a marketer or if you're a beginner or thing, I strongly encourage you to stick around. This isn't meant to be a super complex or difficult presentation or webinar. It's really a hands-on kind of learning experience, so you can see some of the best practices and apply those ideas to your own workflows as well. So we'll just give that a couple more seconds for folks to answer. And once folks have answered, just going to give it a couple more seconds. We have one more question before we get started and jump on in. So thank you all for answering. And now I'm going to launch the second poll. So would just love to know what the main reason you've joined today is. So if you would like to learn tips and tricks for creating GIFs, learn about marketing trends, learn best practices for GIFs, other or all of the above, or none of the above, I hope you can just let me know what you're interested in learning more about today, or if you're interested in learning anything. These are all topics that we'll be covering, but I'll just choose which ones to kind of emphasize more or less depending on the answers. Awesome. And just to go over a little bit about issue as we get some of those final poll answers. Here at Issue, our mission is to help people transform their static designs into high performance content for every digital marketing channel. So what this means currently within our product means that all you have to do is upload your content or publish it to Issue, whether it is a Microsoft Word document, a PowerPoint presentation, or a PDF. You can really easily upload that content that you've created, your static content, your brochures, your ebooks, whatever you may have, and upload it to Issue and create a really nice flip book design that can then be shared across the web in a lot of different ways. Not only can you share that flipbook design, but you can also share it anywhere in a lot of different derivative assets. And that's where we'll be focusing today in terms of how to create derivative assets, in particular, GIFs or GIFs, to share on a bunch of different channels, whether it's your email, your social media, or any other places you might be sharing your content. And lastly, with our additional tools and resources, you can measure the impact of the content that you've shared and published on Issue with Issue statistics. So in today's demo, I'm really going to be focusing on the publishing and sharing content, but we have additional workshops as well as webinars where we go into those statistics and more tips and tricks. So always be sure to, stick around and join other webinars for other interests as well. With that being said, thank you all as well for answering today's polls. Today we're covering in our issue insights how to leverage the power of the GIF for all of your marketing or product or any other digital needs that you may have. So in terms of what is a GIF or what is a GIF, how you are defining that, the technical answer is it is a file type or a graphic. It's short for graphics interchange format, which is lossless format for images that support animated and static images. So with GIFs, you really are getting kind of a looping video format that is a really low file size. So it's perfect for sharing on a lot of different channels, as well as being supported on multiple different channels as well. So I would say folks are really familiar with GIFs and are fans of using them, whether it's using them from a keyboard that you have in your text messages or posting them on social media for purposes of like memes or personality or anything like that. But from a marketing endpoint, there's really a great benefit to using GIFs to kind of enhance your content and really just give it a higher level of engagement that words might not be able to do alone. So just have a couple quick examples of what those look like or what people are used to seeing, whether it's those kind of graphics, just nice looping graphics or call to action graphics that you can add or layer on top of other posts. So diving a little bit deeper, and maybe this is my own personal philosophy on what a GIF is and how it can be used, is that the style of GIFs has really created its own communication shorthand. So when you see content that has that looping video style and it's kind of always looping the same content over and over again, it might not literally be a .gif file. It may also be an MP4 video or a different video file, or it might be layered on top of a video. But folks are really familiar with that style, and that style has really become its own way to add a layer of culture, context, and interest to any of the content that you're posting online. So some of the ways that you can think about using GIFs, or ways that you can add them to your own content, are really a way to emphasize your feedback or provide sort of emphasis on different sections without it being a really high effort piece of content to do. So you can just really add it on to almost add spice to your content. You can also use them, as you saw in that new post example, as a way to do call to actions or click through to more content, a way to convey your brand's look and feel to attract customers. So just a kind of shorthand way to show folks what it looks like, what a quick preview looks like, or drive people to other pages. It's also a great way to provide quick demos or showcase something from a product standpoint really quickly without having to do a full length, 20-minute video or a full demo of the product. It's a great way to kind of show very quickly how you can use the GIFs as a short way to show that content. So diving a little bit deeper into when and where to use GIFs, in particular issue in mind, you can use them in social media, of course. That is, I think, where folks are really used to using GIF content. But when you're doing that, it's really making sure that what you're doing is aligned with your brand and your audience. So you might be using GIFs for the meme aspect, television, TV clips, or other examples. But when you're doing that, making sure that it's really appropriate for your audience's voice or for your viewers, you can really look into how your social media pages are being interacted with to get a better idea of when and where to use that style versus using a style more like preview or a call to action type of GIF. Another really great way to use these is in emails. So it's GIFs are the easiest file format that supports motion graphics in emails. So you can't really embed a full video directly into an email that would automatically play right in your email, as opposed to having to add a video attachment at the end of the content. So this is a really great way to just add a GIF directly into your email content or your templated emails or your MailChimp examples to increase that engagement with your subscribers, as well as show a call to action that has a really nice engaging look and feel directly in the email that you've created. So some ways that you can use that, not only for that kind of cultural standpoint, but is also preview standpoint, and getting people to be interested, seeing kind of a quick preview of the content that they can share or that they can learn more about, or maybe it's an example that looks like a video, and when they click on it, it drives them to the longer form content that you're trying to drive your users to. These are really great ways to use GIFs in emails and increase that interactivity and engagement in your email marketing solutions as well. So with that being said, we're going to jump into a quick demo today of how you can take your content that you've uploaded to Issue and convert it into a GIF with some of our GIF making tools. So these are some of the tools that we have currently available. They are available on our free plans. But with those solutions, we also have more down the line. So stay tuned for some of our additional solutions in the future. Might be doing some demos in the near future on those as well. So with the Issue home space, here we are. I'm logged into my Issue account. This is a test account, so my number and impressions and statistics aren't always the highest, but here I just go over to the upload button. If you haven't uploaded your content yet, all you have to do is upload by dragging and dropping your file or uploading from your device, from Dropbox, or from Google Drive. So you can upload any file types. We have the supported file types available in our Help Center, but in most cases, I recommend uploading any of your PDF content. So once your content has been uploaded and converted, you can see your published posts. Here, I'm going to go into this catalog example. So in this catalog example, you can view live on issue. Once my content has been uploaded, of course, you have it available as that kind of classic feel of our really nice page flip experience, very tactile, and it has a bunch of different automatic links as well that we've detected. So we dive into those in some of our other demos. But once that content has been uploaded and has its shareable link, you can go into the share settings on the left-hand side where we have the Create GIF tool. So I'm going to click over to the left and click on that. And what we've done is really easily created some assets for you that can then share across any of those social channels that I mentioned before. So a couple quick that you can do include changing the background color of your content. You can either use the preset colors or add any hex colors, or even use our kind of color slider to change the colors however you would like, as well as choose up to 5 spreads from your original published post to create animated looping preview of that content. So in these examples, it's really a great way to kind of do a quick preview to entice your users or your audience to go read more of that content directly on issue. Once you have selected your pages, you can kind of just click to choose which ones you want to add or subtract. And once it is to your liking, we have a couple different ways that you can download those files as well as publish them on different channels. So the first way you can do that is by going over to download source file on the right-hand side, clicking on this download button. Once it's ready, there are 2 different ways that you can download it. So one way, you can load your file as a .mp4 video. So this kind of goes back to the idea that your looping content can be used not only as a .gif file, but it can also be used on social media posts such as Instagram or Facebook as another way to upload your kind of video preview and really easily have that posted directly onto your Instagram feeds or pages. The other way that you can download that source file is by downloading as a .gif. So in the case of downloading it as a GIF, you just click and you right click and save. This download takes a little bit of time, but when it is done, you will have your file ready to post and share anywhere. So here is what it looks like when it is the GIF file, and you can right click to save the image, or you can use this anywhere you would post on different channels. So once you have that content, you can post it to your Twitter pages. It's just a matter of kind of clicking and adding it to your posts. And then the last way that I'll show is how you can take this content and automatically export it to your MailChimp account. So this is one of our new beta integrations. All you have to do, click export to MailChimp. I've connected my MailChimp account to my issue account. It just requires a one-time kind of authorization. And once it has been added, I will click on export to MailChimp, and it will export over to my MailChimp Content Studio. So here I'm going to go over to MailChimp now and let that load up. And you will be able to find that file automatically exported from in your My Files section. So when you are setting up emails, you can really easily then create a new email post or any other different post types that you have and use that as one of the assets for the content. So I'm not going to dive too deep into a MailChimp webinar necessarily right now. I will quickly show you what this could look like if you are adding this email or if you're adding this GIF file into your emails. So to note, while we have this set up automatically in MailChimp, it's not limited to integrating a GIF in MailChimp alone. You can also do that in Constant Contact or any other email service provider you may be using. In those cases, you would just take your downloaded GIF file and upload it into your Creative Assistant. or replace it with any of the files you already have. So as you can see, I have it here, and I'm just going to click insert. And now it's already in my email as a animated preview that you can then send to your email audiences. Another thing that I like to do when I'm adding GIFs to emails is making sure that I link it out to additional content. So in this case, if I want the users to then read the full publication, I'll go back to my application and I will get a share link over here. And I will copy the share publication link and paste it into the web address URL and insert it. So this way, not only is it an animated preview of your content directly into your email, but it's also a clickable link that will drive the user straight to the publication. So that's a very quick overview of our GIF tool, but it is really that easy. All you have to do is kind of go over to the share on the left-hand side, go to create GIF, and choose whichever pages you want, and then download the files or export it directly to MailChimp. So before we get to the Q&A portion of today's questions, I have one more poll for you. Typically, our webinars are really quick overviews and proof of concept of how you can get this content. But if you're interested in a workshop, how we can help transform your content into stories, emails, and social posts to engage your customers, just click yes in this poll. And Craig, if you have any additional comments on the Issue Academy workshops, feel free to share.
Yeah, so our workshops take place every week. You can see the topics that we go over every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and those topics just recycle every week. So if you're not able to make this week, no problem. You can always just join next week. And you can actually register directly from your homepage. You might see that little tile right there. You can click on that, register, and then that link can be used for any of the following weeks. So if you're able to join Tuesday but not Wednesday, you can just use that same link for the following week for Wednesday. And yeah, we go into a little bit more detail about specifically how to use the tools, as well as answer your questions live and just make it a little bit more interactive. So if you do want to go into more detail about creating GIFs and some different use cases for that, that would be a great place to do that.
Awesome. Thanks, Craig. And now we just have the Q&A. So if you have any other questions, feel free to submit them in the Q&A, and we'll be reading through those. And if there are any questions, Craig, that you've seen, well, let me know and I will try to answer to the best of my abilities.
Sure. Yeah. So you did already touch on this, but I think just reiterating how customers can use the GIF file for CRMs that are not MailChimp. So kind of just where to retrieve that, and then sort of what their next step would be, from there.
Yep, sure thing. Oops. So again, when you are in your GIF tool or in the Create a GIF, what you can do is download the source file by clicking on the download button here, and you can download it as a .if file. This is what you would use to download your content to import into your content libraries on any other email service providers. So I'm going to right click, save image as, and save it I would save that content. And now you have a file that you can kind of upload into your email service providers. So however you would normally add images into Constant Contact or any other email service providers, you can use this GIF file as another way to upload that content and use it in your emails. So we can definitely do a kind of follow-up webinar in the future that goes over this and how to really integrate it more deeply into your emails. But as a quick answer, you can, all you have to do is download that file and then use it the same way you would use another image file type to import into your content libraries.
So another common question that came in was, does Issue automatically add a link back to the publication from that GIF file?
Okay, good question. So we do not automatically link it back because you are kind of downloading an image file. So in the same way that when you are posting to Twitter or to Instagram or anywhere, and you kind of add the description manually by typing it in, you would take these files, upload them, and then share it with whatever corresponding link you want to share it with. So there are a few different ways that you can get those links, and you can get them over here on the left-hand side to get your share links, and you can share your publication link. So sharing a publication link looks like this. We'll take you to the issue version of that content on issue.com. And that's a really quick way to kind of copy and paste your content. Or if you wanted to post it to social, you could also share the publication link. And as you're tweeting it, you can add in your images or media content. So let me really quickly just share my full desktop, show what that looks like. So again, if you want to go over to your share links here, you can click on Twitter, for example, and you can have your link as well as upload a media type and upload the spreads that you created or the file that you created to make the GIF automatically post into your content as well.
Another question that came in was about, are you able to insert those GIF files directly into your issue upload?
Yes, so there are a couple ways that you can do that. We do not have the files automatically uploadable into your document, but you can add animated GIFs by going into the add links and video content. So this would be adding your MP4 videos, uploading them to something like YouTube or any other channels, adding in a video link as well. So you can insert a URL to any video content on YouTube or Vimeo and have it as an embed in publication in order to automatically preview a video version of that content. So we have gone over how to do this more in depth in some of our past webinars, which you can also find in our help center as well on our YouTube channel. So I would recommend checking out those past versions to get more info on how to add links in video. That's also something that covers in the workshops.
Another question that came in was, is there any difference to taking these GIFs and uploading them to social media as opposed to the process for uploading it to email?
Yes. So when you are uploading to social media, there are a couple differences. I'll go back into the Gif Tool again. So when you're downloading your source file, you can download it either as a .gif or as a .mp4. When you're uploading the content to something like Instagram feed, you need a video file as opposed to a file. So that would be the difference, is you want to upload a video file instead of a .gif. But in most other cases, you're uploading that GIF file. We provide both, so you use them wherever you see fit. And it's really kind of as easy as just uploading an image to your posts as well.
Something else people just want to know, is this available for only paid plans or is it available for free plans as well?
Yes, so these features are all available on our free plans. Some of the benefits of upgrading to a premium account include the ability to share those links. So when you are sharing your content with your GIF, if you want to share a link and you can share a publication link, for example, it would look like this. But with Issue Premium, you can all share them in a full screen sharing experience, which is a dedicated web page to the full publication. So copy link. For example, you can get the link here, and with Issue Premium, you then have a fully dedicated version of your document as opposed to linking it out to that kind of issue version There are a lot of other great benefits to upgrading to premium that I won't go in depth on, but if you have more questions about that, definitely check out the issue resources and other details on our pricing pages.
And then we get this question, I think, every time. Will there be a recorded video of this session?
Yes, so today's webinar is being recorded, and we will share that recording out after the webinar has completed.
All right, I'm just looking through here, seeing if there's any other questions that we haven't really touched on yet. Let's see. People just also want to, are there other tutorials available on the website or on YouTube?
Yep, our YouTube channel has more resources and information, as well as available details in the Help Center.
Perfect. I mean, I think we kind of touched on the biggest questions that people had. So I think we're ready to kind of move on.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining in today's webinars. As special thanks for joining today, we have a 50% off and issue premium annual subscription offering with the offer code GIF50. So if you are a new user, you can use that at checkout to upgrade your account to an issue premium annual subscription for 50% off. If you already have an issue account, we will send that offer right after the end of this webinar via email, as well as to all attendees, so you can claim that offer as well. So this 50% off annual subscription is good for upgrading plans or billing intervals to premium annual and expires on Monday, March 8th at midnight Pacific time. So thank you all again for joining today's webinars. We will share out the recordings that you can play or share to anyone else shortly, as well as these savings. So thanks all for joining, and I hope you had a good time.